New reaction to President-elect Trump's pick for Director of National Intelligence, former Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. The broader intelligence community warning of the dangers of Gabbard becoming the top official in charge of U.S. intelligence and assessing foreign threats in view of her history of blaming the U.S. and NATO for Russia's invasion of Ukraine and promoting Kremlin propaganda. Joining me now is technology editor at Defense One, Patrick Tucker. Patrick, good to see you. So I know you recently wrote about Gabbard, who, has military experience, but not a deep background in intelligence. But the chief concerns surrounding her appointment are her Russia-aligned statements. So let's take a listen to what former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley said about Gabbard. Here it is.
She opposed designating the Iran military as terrorists who say death to America every single day. She said that Donald Trump turned the U.S. into Saudi Arabia's prostitute. This is going to be the future head of our national intelligence. This is not a place for a Russian, Iranian, Syrian, Chinese sympathizer.
Okay, on the heels of those words from Nikki Haley, give me a sense of why Gabbard is considered dangerous by many for being in charge of U.S. intelligence and assembling that daily brief for President Trump.
Right, exactly. We talked to several different people, senior former intelligence officials, current intelligence officials, some on the record, some speaking on background, and their concern is pretty universal. Remember, these are very non-political people. They look forward to serving across administrations. They really don't involve themselves in political discussions. It's really important to the credibility of the intelligence agencies they serve with. Their concerns are exactly that Tulsi Gabbard, through her social media, through some of her speaking engagements, has not only furthered disinformation, spoken untruths, sort of in line with Kremlin narratives, but in some cases, those things that she said have seemed to repeat direct things that have come out of the Kremlin. For instance, she has blamed the United States and NATO for Russia's attack on Ukraine in 2022. That's something that NATO officials wholeheartedly reject. In 2021, she put forward on social media the idea that Ukraine was sponsoring or creating bioweapons labs with U.S. support. And that one in particular seems so random, so strange. It is actually something that comes from the Kremlin. We don't know exactly how she came about it, but it's something that Kremlin operatives put forward as a justification for the invasion in 2022. We saw Russian-backed separatists use that as a justification for the incoming invasion. The concern is that allies and partner intelligence agencies that we rely on are going to look at those comments and become incredibly reluctant to continue to share information with us if it could endanger sources and methods that they use to collect and gather intelligence.
What you're saying is that there'll be a lack of trust.
Right, exactly. Sources and methods are kind of key to how intelligence agencies work, and the United States intelligence apparatus works best because we have really strong partnerships with intelligence agencies with different offices all around the world. That intelligence sharing is really key to how we know things, for instance, that Russia was about to invade Ukraine. Now imagine you work in Estonia or Poland or Germany or the UK, and you have intelligence that could help to further that consensus so that the White House could reveal to the world Russia's intentions. Next time something comes up like this and you have to deal with somebody who has furthered Kremlin propaganda, are you going to share that intelligence? Are you going to share the sources of that intelligence? Are you going to share the human intelligence officials or agents that were possibly responsible for collecting it, or the signals intelligence tools that you used? And that speaks to a big breakdown of trust.
How concerned are you about Vladimir Putin, and I'll need a quick answer, lowering the threshold for use of nuclear weapons?
Well, it's in line with more of what they've said that they're going to do. This is saber rattling, essentially. It doesn't necessarily mean that we are any closer to a nuclear war, given the capacity, the amount of people that live in St. Petersburg and Moscow. That's not a good strategy for him, but it's really just to intimidate me.